So I have a confession. I've been practicing Wiccan spirituality for several years now, and I just purchased my first tarot deck and runes. So funny backstory to this. I think I was in college, like moving from like place to place in college. And I didn't have crystals. I wasn't spiritual. I didn't like do any of the stuff that I do now. And I found these 3 purple rocks with these weird like gold line carvings on them. And I remember being like, what are these? Like, I don't know what these are. Like, how did these even like end up in my belongings? So I just kind of like stuck them like on some surface and was like, I don't know what these are. And eventually like Googled them and I was like, they're runes, like what are they, blah, blah, blah. So I still have had those, and it's always been a dream of mine to make my own set of runes. And I think I will probably do that someday. But I wanted to talk about divination and different methods of divination. So divination is ways of basically putting a language that we can understand to the messages and the vibration of the universe. Really, the universe speaks in numbers, letters, and sounds. So, but oftentimes they're of a high frequency that we can't understand. So there's different ways, tarot cards, runes, pendulum, different ways that we try to basically make this language that the universe is trying to speak to us in, make it in a language that we can understand. And I have always avoided, even when I was not spiritual and atheist, I mean, I didn't like going to priests, I didn't like the idea of going to church, I didn't like like going to psychic mediums, I didn't like astrology, I didn't like being read at all, because I felt like if I was going to have a relationship with the divine, then there should be no thing, and especially no human person, standing as like the gateway between me and that relationship with God and that relationship with the divine. Because I was like, I should know for myself, I should be able to figure it out for myself. And also, like, anybody who is translating these messages for you or giving these messages to you, like for you, they're gonna have their own veils of their own opinions, their own experiences, their own like translation. It's gonna be a translation for them, by them, and who knows if that's gonna like work for me. So I have avoided them at all costs, and never really was comfortable, never really wanted to go near them. And the other side of that was also, as I started getting into spirituality and people were doing readings and there was all this stuff to look at and get into, I still stayed away from it, because it felt like if I didn't have, if I was the one who was going to be receiving these messages from God, from the divine, from spirit, if I was in a clear channel within myself, then these messages were going to be misconstrued. Like, how was I going to receive a message clearly if I wasn't clear? So then my aim and my purpose became to get as clear as possible, because I am the number one tool. I am a tool of divination. You are a tool of divination. You can speak directly to the universe without the need for cards or whatever. Because really, if you really get down to it, the reason that a lot of people use cards and depend on pendulums and things like that is because they're seeking validation. And if you're seeking validation, that means that you don't actually trust your own intuition. So trust your own intuition. Learn to get strong in your intuition. Learn to tell the difference between your intuition and your negative ego. Or whatever influences your stuff, my stuff, whatever, whose stuff, whatever's getting in the way of your relationship with you and divine. What is standing in the way of you and the divine? Get rid of it. Get clear so that you can get clear results. And then do magic. So I finally very recently felt like it was time to get my own tarot deck. I just opened it before I started this video. I'm not even gonna show you the deck. I'll show you the box. I'm not even gonna show you the deck, because the amount of energy and power that is coming from that deck of tarot cards for me right now is so insane. Like, I don't even know. I just saged them. I took them out of the box, I said a little prayer, and I saged them, and I put them on the altar, because I don't even know. You know what I mean? You're like basically being into this like insanely incredible tool, and it's like, yeah, honor that. Like, be reverent with that. The Book of Runes I haven't even opened yet. I'm just kind of like staring at them. I have pulled runes before. Runes to me feel a little bit more, I don't know, they're a little bit more connected to the earth. Tarot for me seems a lot more, I mean, these are archetypes. Like this is high energy, this is high magic. Runes feels a little bit more like earth magic, and the fact that I was gifted runes several years ago makes me feel like, sorry, this is really shaky, makes me feel, I don't know, that I've gotten like the okay, or that I've gotten like the welcome, like the welcome mat has been set for me to begin working with these runes. So I have pulled runes in the past, and just kind of like as, you know, for fun. But I'm excited to, and I really do want to make my own set of runes someday. I think that would be really cool. I mean, you just need like a Dremel and some, you know, some rocks, right? But yeah, but I will say that the energy of this tarot deck is really insane, and I'm excited to start working with it. I am very selective about my magic. I am very protective of my magic, and I think a lot of people should be more protective of my magic, because if I was to sit here and like, oh, look at my deck and like pull a card, your magic is going to influence, like me sitting here and trying to do magic on this video with whoever is watching. That's just putting my magic out there for anybody who's watching. Now we're doing magic together, because you're going to influence, your mind watching this video is going to influence the magic that I pull from this card. And yeah, I just don't do magic with everybody. Because it's powerful, it's potent. I don't understand all the ways that it works. And why are you gonna go throwing stuff into your cauldron that you don't even know what it is? You don't even know where it came from, you know? So no offense to you. If you wanna do magic together, like come see me, we can do magic together, but I'm not gonna share it on the internet for the whole world to see. But yeah, I don't know, I just wanted to kind of share my experience and my journey with divination and give you kind of like my 2 cents. So I would love to know what your experience with divination has been, what your relationship has been with working with tarot or runes or pendulums or whatever you work with. I would love to hear about it. So leave a message in the comments, or leave a comment in the comments, or message me, follow me on my website, and let's talk about it. Thank you so much for watching. Talk to you soon. Bye.